Hello everyone, wishing you all the happiness of today's festival. We are in chapter 10, that is cell cycle and cell division. We have already learned the overview of cell cycle, mitosis, meiosis, the various stages of mitosis and meiosis we have learned. So today we will have the quick revision of this chapter. So before that, we all know that growth and reproduction are the characteristics of the cell, indeed of all the living organisms we can say. So growth and reproduction are the characteristics of cells, indeed of all the living organisms. In this chapter, we have learned about the cell cycle. What is cell cycle? We have learned it's a series of events that takes place in the cell and two daughter cells are being formed. That's cell cycle we have learned. Okay, in the cell cycle, it's a series of events that takes place in the cell where two daughter nuclei or two daughter cells are being formed. That is called as cell cycle we have learned. So, here we will see the duration of the cell. So, if we talk about the duration of the mammalian cell or about the eukaryotic cell, within 24 hours cells will be dividing. So, here we can see that yeast will be dividing in 90 minutes. And now the cell cycle we are going to divide it into two phases. What are they? Interphase and M phase. So we can say that interphase is the longest phase in any of the cell. Interphase is the longest phase. So these are the non-dividing phase. Means in interphase stage no division takes place. In interphase stage no division takes place. So here we can say the interphase is the preparatory phase, or we can call it as resting phase, or we can call it as energy phase. So it is the phase between the two mitotic cycle. Interphase is the phase between the two mitotic cycle. We can call it as energy phase or preparatory phase. And we can say that 95% of the time the cell will be involved in this phase only, interphase stage. And here the M phase. Next is regarding the M phase. So cell cycle mainly divided into two phases, interphase and M phase. M phase starts with the nuclear division. M phase starts with the nuclear division. So here separation of daughter chromosomes will be taking place. Karyokinesis will be taking place. Usually ends with the division of cytoplasm. After the karyokinesis, what is taking place? Cytokinesis is taking place. That also we have learned. And interphase stage, they are going through three different phases. What are they? They are G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. So let us discuss about the G1 phase. So what is G1 phase here? This is the interval between the mitosis and initiation of the DNA replication will be taking place here. Initiation of the DNA replication will be taking place here. And this is metabolically active stage. This is metabolically active stage and it continuously grows. But it does not replicate its DNA. In S phase, or we can call it as synthesis phase, what is happening here? So the period during which DNA synthesis or replication will be taking place in the S phase. During this time, what is happening? The amount of DNA will be doubling. If the initial amount of DNA is denoted as 2C, then what happens? It increases to 4C. That means doubling of the DNA. However, there is no increase in the chromosomes. Chromosome number is not increasing. So if the cell had diploid or 2n number of chromosomes at G1, even after the S phase, the number of chromosomes will be remaining as same. That means it will remain as 2n. Now, in the animal cells during the S phase, DNA replication begins in the nucleus. And what happens? Centriole starts to duplicate and cell growth continues here. And we are moving towards the next phase. So before moving to the next phase, let us learn about the quiescent phase. What is happening in the quiescent phase? As I have told you, some cells in the adult animals do not appear to exhibit division. Division will not take place here. So for example, heart cells, no division is taking place here. And many other cells divide only occasionally as needed to replace the cells. Whenever they are in need of replacing the cells only, they will be dividing, or sometimes injury occurs or cell death occurs. During that time only the division occurs. So So cells will not be dividing. So further it will be exit in G1 phase to enter an inactive stage, that we can call it as quiescent stage, or we can call it as G0 stage, G0 stage. In G0 stage it is cell will be metabolically active, but it no longer proliferate. Only it will be dividing whenever it is needed. So it depends upon the requirement of the organisms. It depends upon the requirement of the organism. Only then they will be dividing. So next we are moving towards the M phase. Let us learn about the M phase. We can call this M phase as the most dramatic period of the cell cycle. Why do we call it as the most dramatic period of the cell cycle? I have explained in the class. Because the chromosomes in the parents and the progeny cells will remain in the same. Okay, it will be as same. Parents cell also and the progeny cells remains the same. That's what we call this M phase as the equational division. Why do we call it as equational division? Because parent cell and the daughter cell will be having the same number of chromosomes. And we all know that cell division is a progressive process. We cannot say that where this cell division started, either in the prophase stage or in the metaphase stage or in the anaphase stage. We are not able to draw a clear-cut lines in between these phases. So mitosis, again, it is being divided into 4 phases. What are they? Prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So these are the 4 phases. So now let us learn each phases, what happens in each phases. So first is prophase. So prophase is the first stage. What is happening in the prophase stage? Initiation of the condensation of the chromosomes are taking place here. So chromosome materials will be condensing and to form the mitotic chromosomes. Here we can see the chromatids attached together at the centromere. Chromatids we can see attached together at the centromere. And initiation of the assembly of mitotic spindle. Initiation of the assembly of the mitotic spindle. The microtubules, proteinaceous compounds, cell cytoplasm will be helping in this process. Next we can see at the end of the phase, we can see underneath the microscope, if we observe, we will not be able to see Golgi complexes, we will not be able to see the endoplasmic reticulum, we will not be able to observe nucleolus, nuclear envelope. So all this disappears at this stage. Next, moving towards the metaphase. So in the metaphase stage, we know that the condensation of the chromosome is completed. So here you can see here the prophase, the image of the prophase. As I have told you, in the prophase stage, condensation of the chromosomes is taking place. In the early prophase, late prophase. Here it is going to transition to the metaphase stage. So we are learning about the metaphase stage. As I have told you, the condensation of the chromosome is completed here in the metaphase stage. So this is the best stage to learn the morphology of the chromosomes. In the metaphase stage, we can learn the morphology of the chromosomes. And here, the small disc-shaped structures at the surface of the centromeres are called kinetochores. You can see here the small disc-shaped structure that which is attached to the chromosomes, that is termed as kinetochores. These structures will be serving as the site of attachment to the spindle fibers. So spindle fibers are attached to the kinetochores. As you see here in the image, the spindle fibers are attached to the kinetochores. Kinetochores are disc-shaped structure. In metaphase stage, what is happening? The spindle fibers will be attaching to the kinetochores of the chromosomes, and the chromosomes will be moving towards the spindle equator and get aligned in the equator line through the spindle fibers of the both poles. So you can see here the chromosomes are being aligned in equator. So in the metaphase stage, the chromosomes are moved to the spindle equator and get aligned in the metaphase plate through spindle fibers to both the poles. You can see here this image, in the image it is clearly given, the metaphase stage, what is happening. Next we are moving towards the anaphase stage. In the anaphase stage, what is happening? So migration towards the 2 opposite poles. Migration towards the 2 opposite poles. You can see here the image is given. Migration towards the 2 opposite poles. Here the centromeres are going to split and chromatids are separate. Centromeres split and chromatids are separate. Chromatids will be moving towards the opposite poles. You can see here the centromeres are split and it will be moving towards towards the two opposite poles. So moving towards the telophase. In the telophase stage, what is happening? We can call it as the beginning of the final stage of the mitosis. So telophase, the beginning of the final stage of the mitosis. Why is it called so? So chromosomes will be reaching at the respective poles here in the telophase, since it is the end stage. So here the chromosomes cluster at opposite spindle poles and their identity is lost. So chromosomes lose their identity. Here the nuclear envelope assembles around the chromosome centers. So here the nucleolus, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, everything reforms, again coming. So in the prophase stage we have seen it disappears. So nucleolus, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, everything reappears in the telophase stage. So next, moving towards cytokinesis. So after the telophase stage we will be moving towards the cytokinesis. So in the cytokinesis, what is happening in the telophase stage, we have seen that decondensation is taking place. That means again the chromosomes are going to be condensed and there is a two hollow cells. And after the telophase, we can say that it is moving towards the cytokinesis. Two daughter cells are being formed here. So hollow cells, two hollow cells are being formed here. Here we can say this process, in this process mitosis is being completed. Okay, already two cells are being formed. You can see as you can see here the image, two cells are being formed. Same number of the chromosomes as in the parent cell and the daughter cell will be the same. That's what we call it as equational division. So in cytokinesis, what is happening? The division of the cytoplasm is taking place. In most of the animal cell, the cytokinesis will be taking place in the furrow methods, and in the plant cell it will be taking place through the cell plate method. I have explained what is furrow method and the cell plate method. Now let us see one more thing I would like to inform you regarding the cytokinesis is that after the karyokinesis usually cytokinesis takes place. In some cells after the cytokinesis will not come. So what happens here? A multinucleate condition arises. So that condition, that formation is termed as syncytium. Usually where does it occur? It occurs in the liquid endosperm of the coconut. That we have to remember. Next, moving towards the significance of the mitosis. In significance of mitosis, growth is the important point here. So growth in all the cells, growth takes place. In the multicellular organism like a human body, and the growth is the very important part. And the second significance is that cell repair. So where the repair is taking place, it plays an important role, significant contribution. It gives a significant contribution in the role of mitosis. So here, how the cell repairing is taking place. So the old cells will be replaced, sometimes injury occurs, cell death occurs. During that time also the healthy cells will be surrounding the injuries and it will be healing. And next is of reproduction. So mitosis is that method, the organisms is being multiplied here. So the third significance is reproduction. And the fourth one is maintenance. So in mitosis replication will be taking place. So the number and the type of the chromosomes will be of same. So the proper coordination will be taking place in the different cells. Then the next significance is that it restores its nucleocytoplasmic ratio. So any of the efficient cells, they will be having the high nucleocytoplasmic ratio. So that size will be also increased. If size is increased, the ratio will be decreased. So here, so to bring it in an efficient level, the nucleocytoplasmic ratio, this will be divided. So it has to undergo the nucleocytoplasmic ratio. The next is of last significance is of cancer. So we all know that in the mitotic cell division, it's an uncontrolled, it is going in an uncontrolled level, that is cancer. And in which place the growth is taking place, we all know that it is in the apical or in the lateral cambium the growth is being taking place. So that's all about the significance of the meiosis. So now mitosis. In our next class we will learn about the meiosis, its different phases and its significance. So may God bless all of you. Thank you.